friends, we are delighted to have one of the eminent artists, V.V Ramani, to come and perform to you live his beautiful work. It is a new kind of work known as PAPIER COLLE. It's a French form of art. And for the first time in this art gallery, we are going to experience something known as a collage. The Aurodhan Art Gallery is not only delighted to have him, his wife and his family, but also it's a landmark day because we are having something completely different. We have touched on music, on dance, on all kinds of art, even literature festivals, but really never on a collage. So good luck. You're going to see something extremely rare. I'm very grateful to Ramani sir for agreeing to showcase his secrets to all the viewers. Thank you and welcome. Please.
Thank you so much, Lalit, for inviting us here to Aurodhan. And I invite my husband and artist, my partner for 31 years. Lalit spoke about it being a collage. Ramani is a collage himself, a living collage, in the sense that he has worked in different mediums, from black and white drawing to sculpture, to painting, to charcoal image, and he sings, he's a dance critic, so he's been involved in different mediums. So in a sense, collage is not just about a word about collage. Collage is not the kind of cut and paste that we do at the school level. When Ramani works on collage, he, like Lalit said, it is a PAPIER COLLE, and it's a French term where he uses only paper, cuts imagery, existing imagery, to create a new image altogether. So it's like creating a painting out of paper, to create where he juxtaposes a new imagery out of the existing images. Now, he is, I would say, a living collage because he's worked in different mediums and he's interested in different mediums, including music and dance. He sings as he works. He also listens to music as he works. And there are times that one medium intersperses and expresses completely when he creates the new medium. So over to Ramani.
Thank you, Viman. Thank you, Lalit. Thank you for this interesting session, an impromptu session that shaped up and happened. I'm going to just do a small visual journey for all of you to see how I work. There are a couple of images that I have on hand, so I'm going to use those images and see what I can do with them. See, I've got some of these kind of images, which are some of the publicity material of Aurodhan. Some of this publicity material of Aurodhan is the major lot of images that's available for me. And there are a few other magazines here, so I might use some of them too, but majorly because of this, primarily I think these two images that I have is going to be the basis of the work that I'm going to be creating today.
The final imagery is never planned. So the whole thing takes a turn once Ramani has seen the images. So we really don't know what is going to be the outcome of these that he has in mind, because this was almost impromptu, and so he's not planned. There's no preconceived thought that's at work here. So in this particular case, Ramani doesn't know what is going to come out of it finally.
I just have an idea from the images. Something is coming how it's going to shape is something which is something I never know till the final work gets done.
So how the collage actually takes shape is Ramani arranges these images without having a clue how the whole thing is going to work, and he sets it on the cardboard, existing cardboard or hardboard, and arranges and rearranges to finally, and so we really don't know what the outcome is going to be. It could be an abstract, it could be a mask, it could really turn out to be anything. The final imagery is something that we're totally clueless about, including the artist.
And the whole process also, it all depends also on the kind of images that are available and come to me. The images also kind of inspire and take me on a journey which is totally unplanned.
Yeah, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Papier Colle, you will need to know that he's making use of the existing images. So so there's one thing that we must keep in mind. We cannot go too closely to see what the product is, because you might find a plate of noodles, or you might find a camera, and that could be the eye or the mouth. So it's not this kind of detailing that the artist is looking at. He's only looking at the final product. So it could be a bunch of grapes, it could be a perfume bottle, which could form the tuft of a man. So it is how he uses these existing images to churn out a completely new image altogether. Now we have this existing image here, and as the window drapes, he's cut out only this particular portion. So you'll find that that has become the jhumka. And this red drape that you find here, that has automatically become the tongue. So it's turning out something like a mask. Is it right?
Yeah, it is. It's actually
The headdress and a
the
mask.
headdress and a mask.
He'll turn it around after it's over. So how he goes about looking for these images is, we do have this kind of stained glass effect. So when he has already formed the base color, so these are the primary images that he's used. So we have reds and yellows and the stained glass effect. Now in this particular magazine, we found an image of the stained glass picture, and so Ramani can use that to cover up, to balance the final image. So the rest of the imagery will finally depend on what the body actually is all about. There are times that he might start to work, beginning the work on a particular artwork, and he might not be able to finish it on that particular day at all. And he might have to come back to it after a couple of months if there is no color balance. Because if it's a painting, it's easy. All you've got to do is choose the right colors, and the work becomes much more easier, because it is the control over colors is in the hands of the artist, because the entire range of colors, the paint is right in front of him. But that is not the case with collage. It's very restricted in that sense, because when he has to get the final imagery, that he expects the color balance, the composition. He has to rummage through an entire set of magazines, and so it becomes difficult. Now he's set it, and if he's happy, he'll start sticking it. If you notice, these are the chairs and the tapestries. But when you look at it from the other side, it gets a completely different view. And this is a painting here, but he's inverted it, he's not used it as an actual painting, he's used it upside down, and that has become the eye now.
This is the painting.
Yeah.
The painting that is used.
Become the eye. So it all began, the story of collage actually began with these two images, old brochures of Aurodhan, and the whole story began here. So like I said, we didn't have a clue what was going to come out of it finally, you know. So this became the headdress. He only upturned it, the straight image, he upturned it, and you can see he has removed the Aurodhan here because he didn't want to have the word. Sometimes he does use letters too, but in this particular case he has avoided that, and you see the chairs. So if you were to see from the other side, you will see chairs and tapestry, but once the artist finally turns the image over, you'll find the upturned chairs, and you will see what has come out of it finally. It's completely not something that you have been prepared for. So with just these images, he's created a new image altogether, and this he upturned to form the eye. It's this scenery, some artist's scenery, he's upturned it, and this is formed the eye. It's almost complete. The artist only has to do the final touches.
Beautiful. Wow. I couldn't even ever imagine that something of this will come out with just these waste paper. It needs an eye of an extraordinary artist
Because
to be able to.
he was working on Paul Gauguin's Where Are We Going? As a response to that, he created an artwork called the Genesis. And he was sitting in a room filled with magazines. And what finally happened is, when I came in with tea, so he was just listening to music and he said, it's just not sitting right. But what I saw, because I was looking at it from the other side, and having been his apprentice for almost 30 years, I knew what he was, yes.
Ooh.
See what has finally happened out of this.
Wow. Magic.
Out of these brochures,
Magic. Absolute magic.
I hope you all enjoyed it. This is what collage is about. Like I said, the artist does not have pains. So he's totally clueless what is going to finally happen out of it.
Wow. Jock Bevel, you are an artist. Maybe you can go and make a comment.
Yeah, you can
Yes.
make a comment on it. I would be very happy.
Please go there and.
Please.
Please come.
It's
Please come and
always
say-
good to have an artist respond to another artist's work.
When you start, you have an idea to make a face?
No,
No?
no.
Or you...
No, I just looked at it, see, because the material that was available to me was basically a
The
lot of
posters was
these.
given at 5 o'clock, I think.
Well, see, there are not more magazines. Okay, I'll get options to choose. But here, because I have these two majorly, lots of these two things. I was really thinking what to do. Then I have to turning it around and looking at it and all that. So that's how it happened. And then I realized, okay, this becomes, like a crown, a sun, a
Yes.
crown kind of thing. And this dark, brooding phase, And then the red of these curtains reminded me of, the color that's coming out of.
You don't make your focus on the image. You make on the ambience like that. The color, like that.
Yeah, this one particularly because of that thing, the image. So I started working on that image. But there are times when I don't have an image in mind. The images that I have on hand, the pictures, take me on a journey, and that is the final outcome of the work that happens. Here it's a little more study because of the two images I had to do something I created. So I worked in a
He didn't have
phase.
a choice for the
Phase.
images.
If there are a lot more images, then the images take over.
And you make something when you are in your home, cutting every time the scenes.
No, he
with
uses
color.
only the hand.
All the red this, all the yellow there, all the blue there. You make which, no?
No,
Or you do
no, they're all around everything, materials all around
all
me.
the western paper.
Yeah, papers are around me, the images are around me. I just, whatever thing, and then sometimes the images, suddenly, so many of them, suddenly some image will come out of there to your vision. I have to
It's
change
not
the
a calculation.
No, change the complete direction of what I'm starting now. So I'm starting to make a face. Then suddenly that image will change the whole outlook. It might become something else. So that is the whole process, the excitement for me for collage. Because I don't know what's going to happen because the material is such. When I'm painting, I know, okay, I'm going to paint a face. I know the eyes coming out, this is there, very clear. But here the images kind of dictate to me what I have to do.
This was stained glass. I knew he wanted something like that to balance.
So when she kept the stained glass, it makes it, otherwise, all these same images. So that stained glass actually works very interestingly as a mask, the face, the mask. I think it adds a lot of element to this whole.
I love it.
Because when you study an artist, you know what how his thoughts work, over the years. Even then I can't predict because there is this unpredictability.
And when he's walking, you feel the things with him.
I sit with him, but I just observe.
Because you choose the paper. No?
Yeah, because I've seen him working over the years, so I knew what was happening, Because if it's blues, sometimes he'll just dismiss, no, it doesn't work. Today it didn't happen.
This who want to give it a caption.
I would think of a caption. The tongue reminds me of Collé.
Yes.
The eyes remind me of somebody who can see very far away. And of course, the motifs on the side are very Christian. So I can see a mixture of so many different religions in one picture.
Like a
Vitrail, and all religions have a key point for their bells. So the earrings look like bells.
Yes.
Not Aurodhan, universality of
Universality of religions.
Song of Kali.
Absolutely.
A great thanks to all of you who have been witnessing this match. First of all, Ramani ji, a great artist. An artist who has done something extraordinary which I've never seen, and creating something so beautiful with so much meaning is amazing. I want to also thank Hema, for being such a great partner so that the fusion can create beauty and art. The gallery for the first time has seen the creation of something totally new. Just from waste paper to create something so beautiful. It's an image of a goddess for me. I want to really thank you, and I think this will bring good omen to the gallery. Thank you, you're both two beautiful children who are also traveling. This whole experience is an experience which is for me some kind of an inner experience, because everything happened spontaneously, and it was all because we wanted to fight the corona and also to give a boost to the artists. So thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And let it encourage everybody.
It was a pleasure for me also to work after, all this kind of thing, and to do something in a gallery. It's been a wonderful experience for me too.